My name is Alicia, and today I'm going to be talking about 5 things that surprised me when becoming a mom. This is a collab with some of the ladies down below, so check those out. And it was also Veronica Carter's idea, so definitely check out her channel below. So I am a mom, if you don't know, of a 6-year-old, and I'm holding the camera. I'm so sorry, but today has been crazy. We've been at the beach all week. So just trying to get this video done. So I'm just holding it, and then I have my backboard behind me. So not very professional, but it'll have to do. I can hear my dog barking downstairs outside. So I have a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. So I became a mom 6 years ago, or when I got pregnant with him 6 years ago. And I would say that I was a well-researched mom, like beforehand. Like I had been taking care of kids. I had a degree in early childhood education, and I was a preschool teacher. I babysat a lot, and I'm also an avid researcher of everything so I would go online, and so I wasn't surprised by a lot. I knew I wasn't going to get much sleep. I learning about breastfeeding, all that. So I wasn't really surprised about like the functionality of everything, diapers, care, all that. What I was surprised at was a new appreciation, like after I had a child, how much more I appreciated my parents, and especially my mom. So that's one, like the newfound appreciation I had for my mom. Like as soon as my son was born, I had a new appreciation for her, for everything she went through, labor-wise, pregnancy-wise, and then afterward, everything she went through worrying about us. Because instantly, like, they have that saying that once you have a child, your heart is walking around outside your body, basically. And, you feel that as soon as you have a kid. So that surprised me. I knew I was going to be anxious and worried about my kid, but that appreciation that I had for them, everything my mother had been through, everything, I was a good kid, but everything I put my mother through, everything my son, her son, my brother, has put her through. And, you understand that so much more, I think, when you become a mom and you have a new appreciation for your mom. And the second one was the sense of pride I had. I had been through this thing that every mother in the history of the world had been through. I had given birth, and I was a mom. And I had this like overwhelming sense of pride with all that. Like, I did this. Like men can't do this. Women who haven't had children, haven't done this, but I did that, and I was just very like, I had a lot of pride about just being a mom. Like I was part of this mom club that I had wanted to be and dreamt about being a part of since I was a little girl. And it was almost like a dream coming true, which I know sounds silly, but when I was little, like I've never been a very career-minded person. I had, I have a degree, I have a master's degree, and I was a teacher, but for me, like, it was all about wanting to be a mom, wanting to raise my children. So I had like this overwhelming sense of pride about that. So that's number 2. Number 3 was the immediate anxiety and constant worry. I mean, I knew I was going to worry about my kids, but I ended up after, once they were in school and everything, I was even more worried. So, and anxiety and depression runs in my family. So I actually ended up seeking help for that because I was just so overwhelmed by the anxiety I felt, and I couldn't live my life or be happy like I was before. I mean, I always have been an anxious person, but being a parent and having a family to worry about kind of drove me over the edge. So that's number 3. Number 4 is basically how much I would rely on and love my mommy friends. I was kind of the first one in my friend circle to become a mom. Excuse me, I'm going to just change hands here. To become a mom. And so I didn't really have any mommy friends at the time other than family. So I went to a breastfeeding support group. I met some great moms there, and there was a handful that weren't going back to work, and I didn't go back to work. So we became friends and doing weekly play groups. So now it's been 6 years that I have been friends with them, and we go camping together. We go to Mommy's Night Out. I'm actually going out with them tonight together, and they have just been so valuable to my sanity and my life as a mom. I owe them so much, and it surprised me how much, I could love my mama tribe. So that really surprised me that, like, I didn't know any of them before becoming a mom. My son made me a mom, and they, just helped me so much along my journey with their camaraderie and their honesty, and I just love them so much. I forget what number I'm on. 5, I think, is the last one. So I guess number 5 was how much I loved breastfeeding. I mean, I also used to think it was weird when I was younger, and then of course as I became a woman, I was excited to try it, and I really wanted it to work. And other than, we were very blessed that our breastfeeding journey was pretty simple and easy. Very blessed. My son has little lip ties, so does my daughter, but I had a very good supply, and they gained weight really fast, and they were good eaters. And I just loved it. You know, I love the bond with my child, and I was just so amazed. Like, for that first 6 months, the only way that they grew and were nourished was by my body. And nothing wrong with formula feeding at all, but breastfeeding was just, I was just surprised at how much I loved it and how amazing it was for me personally. I just loved it. My daughter never took a bottle. That was kind of tough. My son had to, and was introduced to it much earlier, and he was fine with it. He didn't care how food came, as long as it was food. He loved his food, but my daughter only wanted me. And I guess my last one, since none of these, I was surprised that when I went through childbirth, that my epidural didn't work either time. So that was no fun. The first time it worked a little bit, the second time it didn't work at all. And so that was a surprise. That was a fun surprise. Yeah. So me knowing that if I do have a third child, probably not gonna get an epidural is a whole other ball game. So we'll see if I decide to do that. But that is my 5 somewhat, maybe 6 things that surprised me when I became a parent and a mother. Check out the links below for some more videos on this, and definitely check out Veronica's video, since she was the one that came up with this collab. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for letting me participate. Like and subscribe for more.